Today I'm going to be talking about voice virtualization, the concept of taking your voice and virtualizing it in the same way as many people have been doing with their servers for over 10 years. So the idea with virtualization is that you may have an email server, a web server, perhaps a file server, and traditionally they'll be running on different servers, different physical servers, each with their own storage, their own networking, and their own operating system, etc. What virtualization does is it allows you to run all of these on a single infrastructure, which allows you flexibility when it comes to how you control them. If you want to remotely provision a new machine, you can do so without having to go and get a new piece of hardware, plug it in and boot it up. It allows you the ability to be able to scale up and scale down your services, be able to move them around, to change your hardware whilst ensuring that your your virtual servers are running as they should be. People have not really done that so much with voice. So typically organisations will have a virtual infrastructure which might be running something like VMware, and then separately on the side they'll have a telephony infrastructure with their handsets hanging off it. And this is where we are in the vast majority of organisations today. And what people are beginning to do, say, well actually, the benefits of VMware, of Zen, of Hyper-V, for virtualizing my servers are fantastic, and I'd like to see those same benefits in my telephony. So what we've been doing is been working with organisations like Avaya, like Mitel, to do exactly this, where you bring your telephony infrastructure inside your existing virtual infrastructure for your servers. So in this environment, your handsets hang off your virtual PBX, and you no longer require your proprietary hardware that's running on site. The advantage of this is that your PBX may be running inside your data center. If you have two data centers for resilience purposes, your PBX can become as resilient as your infrastructure that you're delivering for your email, for your web services. As a result of that, you are able to dynamically move your services around as you need to. So if we look at this in a typical deployment, and I'll draw this away. You may find that an organisation has two data centres, or two locations where their servers are running. So in this environment, a typical VMware or a Zen environment will be running from this data center, and there will be some sort of WAN, and then the sites are hanging off the wide area network. That very much is a typical enterprise deployment. Now, typically, each of these organisations will have a PBX that's running down here, which will serve the local site. They may be trunked by a SIP or something together, but essentially the handsets are talking directly to the local telephone system. By virtualizing your telephone system, you're able to move your PBX away from your local sites and put them up in your cloud or on your virtual layer up here. And you may have two for resilience purposes. In this environment, suddenly you've taken 4 separate telephone systems, 4 sets of maintenance contracts, 4 sets of trunking, and you've aggregated that to a couple running inside your VMware environment. It means that you're very much in control from a central perspective of how your calls are being delivered internally. Your telephone features are being delivered from your cloud, from your servers, and as a result of that, your users, your sites, become consumers of your telephony service in the same way as they're consuming your applications and your voice and your services internally. So in this environment, your handsets on each site will typically talk across your WAN. As a result of that, you get resilience. You can ensure that your networking layer is focused on delivering your applications, including voice, as opposed to having to have multiple circuits go to every site for delivering voice and for delivering networking services. The advantages of virtualization at the telephony layer is now at the level where it can be used for voice, and it is being used actively by businesses to actually progress and develop the telephony infrastructures in a way that can deliver real cost savings and also real resilience into businesses.